Warning. Stand by for countdown. Prepare audience for maximum impact. Full immersion begins in...
My black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody move for me. I'm a poor man, no. I'm a soul man. Yes, I'm a soul man. Soul man, you couldn't be so. You couldn't be so. You couldn't be so.
What can you learn from a bum, Omar? Shamsuddin? What I learned from a bum, maybe it's what not to do.
Nobody takes down Angel Snubbing Up 7 easy. There's a reason why, after 100 channels, Angel 7 is still here. There's a... But you don't take me seriously.
Can't touch it.
a hot question. See, they say that Angel Snub Nub 7 don't care about the people. But Angel Snub Nub 7 cares about the people because I'm old enough to tell you the truth. And I don't give a damn if you give me a dime. I'm looking for your money.
Black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody.
We are in a state of emergency. Prejudice. Wrote a song about it? Like to hear it? Here it go. Free your mind.
This is a story of control. My control. Control of what I say and control of what I do. And this time, I'm gonna do it my way. I hope you enjoy this as much as I do. Are we ready? I am, 'cause it's all about control, and I've got lots of it.
There comes a time when we hear a certain call, when the world must come together as one.
Beyond the children, beyond the ones who make it brighter days, let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. When you're down and out, and there seems no hope at all. But we just believe there's nowhere we can fall.
Oh, I need that. Got to have that. It's mine. Who cares about that? I love mine. I love my thing. Who cares about that? I love my things.
And now, the breakdown.
Campers and jet skis, rings, diamonds and G's, long days and vacation. I can't describe all the joy.
Peace forever and always. And welcome to another spontaneous broadcast of what we call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper or the host of this program. Known on social media, wherever you may find me, I am known as the mighty Angel Snuff 7. I am your soul brother, number one. Again, thank you so much for joining us this spontaneous afternoon. Shout out to our sister, Dark Skin TV, Rashida Strober, the world's first dark skin activist. Thank you so much for taking a little bit of your time to join us for a few minutes. I'm not going to hold us long. I just want to make this comment and get out of here. Now, how do we begin? When I was a child, like 2 or 3 years ago, when I was a child, it wasn't that long ago, I loved to play basketball. I did not like, and really I didn't even know about the NBA. I was introduced to basketball in school. I always wanted to play, but I could not play the game. But I like basketball, even to this day, not because of the NBA or college basketball or the 3-on-3. I like basketball because I just like the game. I like to play the game itself. I just like the game. I wouldn't be introduced to the NBA and college, all that type of stuff, until years later by ex girlfriend of mine who loved Michael Jordan, and I also became a fan of Michael Jordan. In the meantime, I wanted to play basketball, but I didn't have a basketball. I wanted to play basketball, but I did not have a rim. So I learned how to play basketball with a tennis ball. That's what I had access to, was a tennis ball. And when I was growing up, the coffee cans were bigger than the coffee cans you see now. And I would cut out both the top and the bottom. Well, the top was already cut out. I would cut out the bottom and I would nail it at an awkward angle on a tree. That coffee can became my rim, and the basketball was a tennis ball. And I learned how to dribble and I learned how to shoot with a tennis ball and a coffee can. And I was dribbling and I was shooting that tennis ball in the coffee can from long distances. See, this is what a lot of brothers and sisters don't understand. When you don't have something, then you make do with what you got. I don't watch a lot of Instagram videos or videos, period. But I've seen some of those videos of people in other countries who like myself. I was a little poor country boy who didn't have nothing. And they had to create different ways of doing stuff with what they had. They want to be a gymnast. They didn't have the make something happen. See, that's what they mean by making something out of, because the nothing doesn't fit your purpose. So it's nothing. So you have to take it and fashion it in a manner so that it fits your purpose. So the tennis ball and the coffee can fit my purpose. This is the same philosophy that we should have in what we call black struggle. You want a car, but you can't buy a car. So you look at what you have and you take what you have to manufacture what you don't have. It's not beautiful. It's nothing to brag about. But as long as what you take, oh wow, I remember when I was growing up, I don't see it no more. But when I was growing up, young brothers used to go to the junkyard or find old parts of bicycles. And somebody taught them how to weld. And you would get these old throwaway lawnmowers. Those young men would take those lawnmower motors, they would fix them, they would weld them onto bicycle parts, and next thing you know, they have motorcycles going up and down our street. Taking trash, and making something out of it. Using your imagination, your creativity, your genius. Oh, their bicycle did not look like the white boys' bicycle across the highway, but it got the job done. And so I knew I could shoot the basketball. I knew I could dribble the basketball. I knew I could play basketball. And I felt as though I was ready and I would go to the court. And you would have those, I don't want you on my team. You don't know how to play no basketball. Nobody want to give you opportunity. See, we are marveled at the technology and the things that we do right now. We are marveled at those things. But how many got the progress? Everybody had an opportunity to put out what they have to offer. All over the earth, there are people denied opportunity. I'm not going to give you a chance to do nothing because you're a woman. Women ain't supposed to do nothing like you. You're not supposed to have a brain. You can't invent nothing. I'm not going to give you an opportunity because you're black. I'm not going to give you an opportunity because you're poor. We always talk about how incredible Michael Jackson is, how incredible Michael Jordan is. But we really don't know the highest level of that talent because many people have been denied the opportunity to do anything. Michael Jackson was given an opportunity. Michael Jordan was given an opportunity. Oprah Winfrey was given an opportunity. Will Smith was given an opportunity. There's millions of people denied opportunity. So when we talk about Michael Jordan is the greatest, we don't know if Michael Jordan is the greatest because many people was denied opportunity or they was not even interested. So we don't really know if Michael Jordan is the greatest that we know in the NBA, but we don't really know if Michael Jordan or Michael Jackson is the greatest entertainer of the world because many people have been denied opportunity. So I go to the basketball court knowing I can play this game. I'm not going to get opportunity because you a little skinny nerd. You don't know how to play no basketball. So I sit back in the cut And finally, one of the guys who think that he's Michael Jordan, but they running out of people, so he has no choice. I'm gonna put this little Negro on my team. But you stay out the way. You just a body. Because I'm the Michael Jordan here. I'm the Kobe Bryant. I'm the LeBron James here. But I got to have you now because I need the body. You just stay out the way. I'm going to do all the fancy stuff. I'm going to do it. So I go on the court because I'm a nobody. And we play this game. And of course, here you are. Here I am. I'm unorthodox. I don't dribble the way you're supposed to dribble. I don't shoot the way you shoot, but I know what the hell I'm doing. I go out because now I have opportunity and I blow them out. And been blowing them out ever since. Because what they do is traditional. Woo! Man. What they do is traditional. And what I'm doing is untraditional, unorthodox. In any sport, whether it's boxing, basketball, baseball, the person that has the advantage is the one who, what they say, is unorthodox. You getting the job done, but you different. And people got to, instead of you adjusting to them, they have to adjust to you because you're different. Because of opportunity. So there's a lot of folks out here. We don't know who really who is superior because of opportunity. The lack of opportunity. And this is what the black struggle or this black revolutionary so-called movement, this is what you lack. You lack unique original. So you can't move forward. Because your enemies are used to your traditional ways. And so they easily counter your traditional ways. And you don't know how to move forward. Shout out to Nanny Brooke. I'm not going to talk long. I just want to make this point and get out of here. Now, who don't like something I'm saying because I'm unorthodox, because I'm original, because I'm unique, because I never said the teachings or I believe. I represent the new, doing something different. But I'm not given opportunity. You have been given opportunity. And it's thousands of you that represent these ideas. And you have not progressed. And then you make excuses why you have not progressed. I sit back in the cut. Oh, what Angel Snuffing Up 7 talk about, that's a pipe dream. So let me dream. I sit back in the cut. And every month that go by, I'm waiting to see what you have accomplished. Since you so smart, since you superior, since you can play the game better than me, and I'm on the bench because you don't want me to have opportunity. A lot of folks don't want you to have opportunity because you will outshine them. We have a problem with jealousy in this community. I don't shine me. So-and-so is more charismatic than me. I don't want nothing to do with that person. That person outshined me. I'm not gonna entertain that. So you always will be a loser. Because the person that can help you win the game, you got sitting on the bench. Dr. Claude Anderson said, so no individual, no little tiny group is not going to win this fight. It's a team sport. You have to play as a team. I remember in St. Louis a few years ago, there was a quarterback. I forgot what his name. I think it was his name. I forgot what his name was. But he sat the bench. Then a superstar quarterback who never became a superstar. I'm going to do Omar Johnson, who never became a superstar, Oh, Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner in St. Louis and the Rams. He was sitting the bench. Never on a professional football team, still not given any opportunity to play the game. But the superstar got hurt, and the nobody, they didn't have no choice. Okay, we're gonna let Kurt Warner, he's the only one left quarterback that we got. We're gonna have to let him play. And I believe Kurt Warner took the St. Louis Rams to two championships and real close to another. The superstar didn't take them nowhere. We don't even know who the hell the superstar was. He never did do nothing. But the one that was sitting on the bench, denied opportunity, when he was given opportunity, he gave them the championship. You're not listening to me. Because you're going to keep doing the same loser-ass stuff that you've been doing for the last 50 years. Because you're jealous of other people. You don't want somebody else to get to shine. And we deny ourselves opportunity. And you don't play as a team. You ball hoggers. You don't want to pass the ball. So I'm sitting in the cut, and I'm just watching the superstars. I don't watch their videos every day. I listen to a little bit now and then. What's the sense of listening to their crap? Because they're not doing nothing. They're not accomplishing anything. They're still saying the same thing they said 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago. There's no progress. They're making no moves. But they ask for your money. Give me your cash app, PayPal, or whatever the hell it is. But they produce nothing, and you accept it because you're a loser too. Caught up in feel-good rhetoric that produce nothing. It produces nothing. And you happy with nothing. Trying to follow dead people. Elijah Muhammad is not here. Malcolm X is not here. Huey P. Newton is not here. Dr. King is not here. Jesus is not here. Well, Jesus is alive. If Jesus is alive, if Malcolm is alive, there's no and so election, and I colored now. Camelot. They gonna save you. These people come Harris done. Politics has done nothing for you, Democrat or otherwise. None of these religious ideas have anything for you last years. Hold on. Got people there. Give them opportunity. If somebody just the stars, Michael 45th get over have a championship. 15 and this is the and Michael Jordan played team because race is a team sport. You gotta play like cool. Now, new show called The Show. A comment. She to be a judge. She said, I saw people who look like me running things. We're going to do another Umar Johnson. I saw people who look like me running things. That inspired her to want to be a judge. Because I want to run things. I want to be like my other brothers and sisters. They run things. We run this. Detroit, Michigan. And see, if you are in that, it's all about creating the environment. In our own personal families, we create an environment and we produce judges, lawyers, teachers, etc., scientists, because the children are inspired by the parents and those who are around them, the school they go to. It's all about environment. That's in your personal family. That's right, man. You do. One of my favorite examples a community fish. Everybody. They just little tiny fish beat up goldfish. Goldfish is this little fish was booked goldfish. But that's there. That's your nature. You be the same way. You're not violent. You got nasty. You violent. You a murder. You a molest. You a lie. You a slander. You're nasty. It's not. Here we have in the United States two groups of people. We Mormons. We also have the Amish. How them and murder shows, shows. So I've seen stories where Mormons do whatever because the rate they come up with these things you don't see. Where are the Amish and the Mormon crackheads and the meth heads? The Mormon gangs and the Amish gangs in prisons. It is because of the environment. It is because, as Lauren Lake said, I saw the people around me, they was running things. So your children, I don't care how you raise your children in this environment, it makes no difference. The environment that we're in is, as they say in religion, is unrighteous. So whatever you find here, you will find it in the church. Adulterers, killers, all types of flim-flam is in the church, in the mosque, because this is the environment that we live in. And you fail and cannot protect your children from this environment. It's just like stepping in the mud. If you're in the mud, you got to get wet. Some people are more muddier or more wet than others, but y'all still in the damn mud. Still in the mud. So it makes no difference. But Judge Lauren Lake said, I want to be a judge because I saw people who look like me running things. So here you are. I'm going to make this point. What do your children see when they look at us as a people? I'm not talking about your family and your self-righteousness and your personal wealth, your personal generational wealth that y'all like to brag about. I'm talking about what do our children, what do young black people see when they look at us? Because you damn sure ain't running things. They look at you trying to follow dead people. They look at you hoping for Kamala the colored girl to be your savior, or Donald Trump the great white hope. This is what they're looking at. They're looking at you under the rule of other people, always begging, always marching. That's what you ain't running nothing. And that's what you're inspiring your children to be comfortable as a slave, as a servant under another people. And that's how we have been going on for the last 500 years. So when we talk about Tulsa, Oklahoma, your enemy, we got to destroy that, because we don't want them children to grow up looking at their parents striving better than we are, running things. And then you have a place like Detroit, when people become corrupt, they're easily tossed out. Now it's right back to where it's supposed to be, because you ain't supposed to be running nothing anyway. Because folks want power. They want this praise and they want this glory. I want to be better. When you become a public servant, you're supposed to be looking out for the people you serve, not for what you can get. So what's his name? Kwame, whatever his name, in Detroit. They only looking out for themselves. A disappointment to other children like Judge Lauren Lake. When I wake up, I saw people and looked out, they was running things. So how can you get angry at Angel Snutting Up 7? How can you get angry at the vision or this proposal called Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign, when that's the foundation for you to be running things? Unless the reality is you can't. Unless that's the reality, you really can't. You got a big mouth, but you can't. In reality, you can't run nothing. You ran Detroit, Michigan, but you did not create the government of Detroit, Michigan. You just a manager. And the reality is you're not really running nothing. You're a manager in somebody else's store. Kamala Harris is only a manager in somebody else's store. Donald Trump is a manager in somebody else's store. Spending millions of dollars for a job that paid what, $365,000 a year or whatever. Just wasting money. That's good government. I don't understand the politics. Do you know how many people, how many houses could be built? How many people that could be off the streets? All this money they spending on this political garbage. And this is acceptable. You running things. Incompetent. But that's what Operation Exodus Mississippi is about. Now, if a little city like Detroit can inspire a little girl like Lauren Lake, and when she wake up, when I look around her, I saw the people, my people that look like me, running things. Can you imagine on a national level, when our children, it don't make no difference about your individual wealth, but when children recognize and they can say, well, we run the state. Now you own to something. We run a state and we running things, but now I'm inspired. I want to fight. And if I'm here, whether you like it or not, you're going to treat me equal, because I'm going to control all these states, plural. You need to change the environment. Mississippi campaign, Operation Texas Mississippi campaign changes the environment. The current environment, the mindset that you have is not going to get you nowhere. It has not gotten you nowhere in the last 50 years. This is not my fault. Then they get angry with me because I talk about it. Had a brother on here, what, a few months ago, or was it last year? He said, give his people another 100 years. Or some folks say, I don't know, things take time. Who the hell want to hear that? When your car breaks down, you don't want to hear, well, things take time. When your sink is leaking, you don't want to hear that, things take time. No, because you don't know what the hell you're doing. You're doing things that didn't work 50 years ago. Because you're not a team player, you won't help the person on the bench. Give other people an opportunity. You give other folks millions of dollars. Give them your time. You support them. They produce nothing for you. It don't make any sense. They're not running nothing. Cannot even produce another Black Wall Street. Because many of these folks clearly are corrupt. They are about their pockets. And we need to show these traitors what we do to folks like that. That's how the forefathers of this nation dealt with them suckers. If you want to steal, if you want to be corrupt, do it 100 years from now. We can't afford it. I saw my people. They look like me. They running things. None of these things, none of these strategies, ideologies, these beliefs, the last 50 years, they have not produced nothing. You're not running anything. You inspire our children to try to follow dead folks. And these raggedy ass politicians, you gotta beg them. Kamala Harris should come to you. You gotta go to her begging. If she was interested in you, she'd come to you. If Donald Trump, well, actually Donald Trump did. Look, black folks, this is what I can do. And it don't make no difference because you don't have to be Democrat or Republican. You use the tools that you have to get what you want. Exactly. Brother Talib said the brother that screwed up in Detroit, Kwame Kilpatrick. Yeah, that's his name. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's his name. But this is the key. We have to use the tools that we have in order to get what we want. That's why you're not getting anywhere. And that's not Angel Snuffing Up 7 fault. There's nothing that nobody offer better than this vision called the Mississippi Campaign. The problem is you talk all this stuff. You're not a team player, and you talk all this stuff that you cannot even live up to. I'm a God. If you're a God, don't beg for a state. Don't ask the white man, oh, you need to give me gonna give me nothing. I had to find a way to take my freedom back. They're not gonna give me nothing. I'm talking to you because I took the tools that was around me and I was able to free myself. Using their law. Using them. You don't get it. You live in a fantasy world. You think some miracle, something gonna happen and you don't get what you want. That's not life, that's not reality, it's not gonna happen. Kamala Harris is not gonna do nothing for you. You're nothing. You have to put yourself in a position of influence and power. If you want to do the work, if you want to be free. A lot of you talk all this crap. You don't want nothing. You just want to run your mouth. Play on social media. Pretend. You're a pretender. Oh, yes, I'm the great pretender. That's all you are, pretender. You're not real about nothing. That's why you sit back. Oh, Kamala Harris gonna save me. Umar Johnson gonna save me. Farrakhan gonna save me. Everybody gonna save you except yourself, lazy ass. Trifling ass. I knew when I was locked up, the only one that's gonna get me out of my situation was me. Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, dead folks, not gonna help you get out of your situation. You got to want to change. We have to change the environment to create a better people. Because the environment is what creates the people. The reason why the gangs exist, the reason why the teenage pregnancy exists, the alcoholism, the crack epidemic, because of you. It's a reflection of you. That's who you are. I don't do that. I don't smoke crack. This is the environment that you're in. The environment that you're in create those things. So it makes no difference what you personally do or don't do. This environment produces that. Some of y'all are ex-alcoholics, ex-crackheads. Some of you have molested children. Some of you are pedophiles. You ain't gonna tell nobody. You are ex-pedophile. And some of y'all, some of these men have experimented with other men. You ain't gonna tell nobody about it. You tell people about your old days. Now you're holy, you're holier than thou and righteous. Because that's this environment that we're in. Try it, you like it. Not anything that's positive, try it, you like it. Anything of, as they say in religious circles, anything of evil. Anything of debauchery. See, being a fool is easy. Being wise, being a soldier is difficult. See, you can fool others, but you don't fool me. And that's why they don't like being around angel snuffler. I don't care. All that feel-good rhetoric, it's over for me. I'm not impressed by that stuff. I'm going to keep it real even if I'm by myself. About y'all. This is 2024. What have these people, y'all been, a lot of you have been supporting these ideologies and these beliefs and these YouTube personalities since 2014. That's 10 years. What have they produced? You've given them thousands and millions of dollars. What have they produced? And you accept nothing. And brand new suckers come out the woodwork. As long as they sound good. They don't have to produce nothing. Just sound good. There you go. Look good. And you give the people on the bench an opportunity. I saw people who look like me running things. Our children don't see that. Our children don't see that.
Hey there.
How you doing that, sir, brother Khalil?
All right. Yeah, no long time, don't speak to you live like this. But hey, listen, I just quickly want you to know that hey, I'm doing good. I'm in college and okay. Just and working and everything and just moving on with my life still, you know. But hey, listen, I want to touch up on that because I just got through in the live chat comment talking about that, you know. Like I said, you know, I was warning, you know, some of our people before I left Detroit over 10 years ago that you know, that city would end up back in the hands of Caucasians, you know, and that it wouldn't be no need of complaining because we had 40-something years when the ball was in our court there to do something with that city, where blacks would have had actual control of that city, not only politically, but economically, you know, because Detroit always was had a history where it was the go place when it came to certain high industrious opportunities, you know what I'm saying? And now you got a white mayor in there, you know, doing his best to bring that back, but it didn't have to come to that because now white people would never let the city of Detroit get back into the hands of black people. And so this is why, you know, soul brothers and sisters like myself who made that mass exodus during the 2000 teens, you know, especially shortly after Kwame Kilpatrick was mayor there, when he had got in all that trouble and ended up for corruption and ended up going to prison and stuff, you know. It's like now a lot of us, which I reflect like myself, living in these different other cities and states across the country because of that situation with how that corruption destroyed, you know, Detroit, you know, and I would say instinctively black soul black Detroit, because it is a predominant black city, you know, and you know, we could have had something really going there like me and you always talked about with the Exodus Mississippi campaign. That could have been a prime example of a starting point similar to the Mississippi campaign, because we had all of what it took where we could have controlled the industry, even to the point where we could have got our foot in the door as far as controlling the auto industry, because that's mostly who you had up there working in the auto industry, including people in my family. You see what I'm saying? For years, you know, and we could have bought a lot of stock in that and would have been controlling that. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And wouldn't it came to the point where it would have been lack of jobs, where crime would have rose high like it did. where Detroit would have ended up on the map like it did as a murder capital year after year during certain periods of time. You know what I'm saying? Because we had the ball in our court, you know, and you know, people always want to go back to talking about how the Nation of Islam started there before Elijah Muhammad had to relocate Temple 1 to Chicago, right? But see, here's the thing with that. The Nation of Islam didn't even do nothing to secure that situation, where that could have opened up the doors for that to be the Black Mecca, you know, of America, you know, and they were supposed to have all the mechanicals, far as the teachings to do it with, but they never even tried to, because their leader got ran out of Detroit, like the leader before him, Muhammad, got ran out of Detroit. You see what I'm saying? So because some other Muslim brothers that got mad at him, you know, so he had to end up fleeing for his life to Chicago, you know? And see, people don't talk about that part of the history with the Nation of Islam, but neither here nor less, you know, you had a lot of other so-called pro-blackity, black influences heavy in Detroit, like the Moorish Science Temple of America that came before the Nation of Islam. They didn't make no difference. They still there, just like some of the people in the nation is, and they ain't making no difference. So like I said, once again, the city then fell back into the hands of white folks. You see what I'm saying? And like I say, they would never ever allow black people to have near the chance to obtain the economic power that we once had a chance to there, because of the corruption, you know, because of the you know, kickbacks, like what Kwame Kilpatrick was doing when he was taking kickbacks, you know, and millions of dollars away from the people of Detroit, and he still owed a lot of money to the city of Detroit that he ain't trying to pay back, let alone him on, I think, $1.5 million to the federal government that he claimed he shouldn't have to pay back or whatever. Now he's became a Republican and supporter of Donald Trump, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, it's like, man, and that's only because Donald Trump pardoned him, you know, which got him out of prison, you know, so he got to be a, you know, a sample, like some would say, and start tap dancing, you know what I'm saying, for the races, you know, like most of us do, you know, when we get a chicken bone and a biscuit here and now, you know what I'm saying? But it's like this though, you know, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? This is the reason why I tell people, if black people is going to have any type of political control, whether it's in the city or especially a whole entire state, like we always would say from this platform, you know, we need to make sure it stay in our hands, because we may never get the chance again for that opportunity. And Detroit is a prime example of that. Even New Orleans is a prime example of that. Look what happened with Katrina down there. Even the guy who's the mayor down there doing Katrina ended up in prison for corruption. You see what I'm saying? Now look at New Orleans. You see what I'm saying? So, and they already want to infiltrate places like Detroit and New Orleans when it's overpopulated with blacks. You see what I'm saying? Where they know they got a chance of actually losing out. But because like-minded people who claim to be like-minded didn't come together to solidify that position to where we can have a better present and future for our next generations, this is what we get. So now, at this point, it's like, you know what? I'll say this again. I don't care what. I still look at the news in Detroit because that's home. That's why I was born and partially raised at. I don't forget where I come from, but at the same time, I ain't going back that way. Especially in particularly concerning far as me living there. I ain't never going back that way because I've been gone this long from Detroit, longest ever, and I don't have no it's at the point where I just don't have no period, no thoughts going back there, you know, because my life was in shambles off and on there anyway, you know. It was hard for me to stay focused, you know, on doing what they call the right thing, like Spike Lee and them say, you know, and plus, you know, I mean, it was always stressful and depressing because of the environment there alone itself that caused all that stress and anxiety. You see what I'm saying? You know, where you can't even walk out your door without worrying about being in a line of guns shooting fire, you know, gunshots because somebody got a disagreement with somebody else about some other ignorant stuff going on and people shooting at each other and other folks getting caught up in the middle of the, you know, fire. You know, so it's like I have to realize that, you know, even though I'm in a place where naturally, as far as the environment is concerned, I shouldn't be, but at the same time, it's unfortunately the truth, but fortunately the truth is that I'm doing better where I'm at than I was there. All because the leadership on down wasn't running things right, like the way they should have. You see what I'm saying? You wouldn't have the youth there killing each other. You see what I'm saying? You wouldn't have, you know, all the corruption going on that's going on within the police department, which is predominantly black there. You see what I'm saying? You wouldn't have all the corruption going on as far as the politics when it comes to letting certain people in the criminal element there, you know, have their way, and you getting kickbacks from that. And that's what Kwame Kilpatrick was doing. Just like the first black mayor of Detroit, Coleman Young. He was allowing that dope to come into the city with him knowing what was going on. You see what I'm saying? So, and he was supposed to have been from the civil rights era, a civil rights activist, but he participated before Kwame even came along in the drug trade there, which helped destroy the city. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't want to talk about that, you know? So, I mean, it's like at the end of the day, I mean, I feel like we should, you know, stop complaining, you know? And I tell them to their face, you know, stop complaining. You know, because we had that city for 4 decades in our hand. We had the ball in our court. We could have did a whole lot of things for that city, you know, where white people wouldn't even, if anything, they would have worked with us more to help us stay in a position of where we would have had the ball in our court continuously. But since they saw where we was going, they took advantage of that opportunity. And that's how they came back in. So now, if things go back to the way it was in 1967 during the race riots there, ain't no sense in complaining. You know, because all they doing is refurbishing and making downtown look good and Midtown look good, but the rest of Detroit is still looking like a war zone, from what I understand. the last time I checked, you know, I still got relatives there that I talk to. You see what I'm saying? So Thangs is still ain't no different as far as other than when it comes to soul black people living there. It's still the same like it was basically when I left. You know, people selling drugs, people getting shot up, people houses getting shot up, innocent bystanders getting shot up, and all this other crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Over crazy, mischievous stuff, you know? So, I mean, you know, and there's a lot of us who are there that's still in and out of the penile system too, you know, because of that same situation. So, I mean, it's like, you know, I don't really feel sorry for what's happening to the people. Recently ago, I mean, not to say that I wish to see somebody die, lose their life, especially over nothing, but here's the thing. 21 people got shot in Detroit just this past month, this summer, at a block party, which wasn't even a legal block party because they didn't get a permit from the city. And now the police still trying to figure out things with that, and no suspects ain't even been caught yet. And 2 people I think 2 or 3 people in the process died. All over because women was arguing over boyfriend and this and that. And it led to 21 people getting shot at a block party. You know, where even the mayor had to get on the TV and say something about it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like, man, you know, at the same time, you know, I say this here. I say that you know, they need to just shut up and just take what they get, because we had 4 decades to make things right for us and our future generations that's present and that will come after us. You know, so that's basically you know, what I just wanted to just add in. But once again, it's good to be back on your show. You know, yes, and stuff where we you know what I'm saying, can get reacquainted again a little bit. You know. But I have been watching your other videos and stuff, and you really been but yeah, not to get too far off the subject, I don't know if you heard about Nature Boy, but he in prison for sexual assault and strangulation. Man, yeah, I knew he was headed in that direction. It was just a matter of time. And recently he got assaulted in one of them prisons I was actually in Georgia. I think it was Macon State Prison. I was in years ago, and now he's in there, or was in there. I don't know what happened after he went to the hospital and they brought him back, but he was assaulted in there. So I mean, you know, so now he got to look over his shoulders. You know what I'm saying? While he in there. Just like your boy, another Dr. Malachi Z. York protege, Polite, who doing time in Florida for a similar situation. You know, so, I mean, like I said in the live comment chat, those people, you know, people who want to follow in their footsteps need to take a very good, close look at their example, you know, and then make the decision whether they want to follow in their footsteps. Because that's not a good example to follow behind. Especially when you want to look up to somebody as a leader. Come on.
Well, Nature Boy made him a long time ago. He was doing things on video, just outright. I mean, I thought to me it was criminal behavior, but you know, the thing about it, a lot of these folks say and do things on the internet, and then you can take the video down. You don't know who copied it. You don't know what somebody done. You know, some folks say something and do something, then they take the video down. once you come out here, like I'm talking right now, I don't know who's, you know, they're not going to help me promote Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign. But if I said something on this video, believe me, got it. And then when they get them charges on you, remember when you said this? Remember when you said they put them videos on you?
Yeah.
That's what, you know, it's called making a case. All these things will make things make you look bad. It's about painting you in the worst way that they can in order to get that conviction. You know, because the jury, if it's a jury or even a judge, they don't know you. They're going by the evidence. And this guy, Nature Boy, he made himself look bad all the time. It's a wonder. I mean, he said something on video talking about he made his son or somebody or make his people, you know, drink his semen, something like that, so they can get closer to God. Yeah, he said that on video.
Whoa. Ooh-wee.
You get closer to God, you know.
Ooh.
These are the people that we accept and tolerate. I mean, how can you follow somebody, support somebody, and you in your right state of mind, and they don't produce nothing? I believe it was that comedian, what's his name, Godfrey.
Okay.
He was making mockery of Dr. Johnson. He said, and he was pretending he was Steve Harvey. Like, where that school you got? He been working on that school at least since 2004, I believe. And then, you know, and he was pressured. Umar Johnson was pressured to get that building because the people kept talking about, you got all this money, where to build it. So he found some piece of junk and, you know, bought it. And he been doing some little knick-knack stuff to it. He been living off that money, the little chunk change that he got, you know, because people was hyped. You know, we looking for a savior. Yeah. I can talk about Umar Johnson. I can talk about Farrakhan. You can talk. I'm pretty sure you can talk about Nature Boy. There's people who still promote polite. There's people that still support Malachi J. York.
Yeah, G. York. Yeah, and he in the penitentiary for 135 years. Why would you waste your time on somebody in a position like that? They believe in these people. That's their savior. Like, yeah, I've never seen black folks so hooping and hollering and get defenses over Kamala Harris. I don't have a position. I don't give a damn. That's my position. I could care less. You know, if I can get something out of her, if I can get something out of her, but see, we have to put ourselves in a position so that they would pay attention to us. Yeah. We're not in a position where she would give a damn. She knows that she can get our vote and don't have to do a damn thing. Right. All these politicians know they can get our vote, whether it's Donald Trump or her. They get our vote and don't never do it for us. Right. You know, and here's the thing about it, just like them. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead, bro. Oh, yeah, just like them Caucasians questioning her so-called racial identity, whether she black or Indian, right? But you got black people that's following along the same BS line, you know, questioning her racial identity and this and that, you know. Listen, you know, because most of us got the tendency that we always got to follow behind whatever the Caucasian do or say. You see what I'm saying? And so that's one example of it. And first of all, whether she from Asian you know, ethnicity background, you know, which is those folks from India, which her mother was. Okay, so what? And her father was Jamaican, okay? But neither here nor less, it don't make no difference. What is it gonna do to benefit us? You see what I'm saying? That's the whole thing our main concern should be about. What is it gonna benefit us? What are we gonna put together to convince her that she got to help us to get certain things done on our behalf. You see what I'm saying? Instead of questioning her, putting so much stock in questioning her, even her past as a prosecutor. All that's in the past, all that's done. Where she is, where she come from, we can't do nothing about that. The only thing we should concern ourselves with, like with the operation of Exodus, Mississippi, is giving her something tangible that she could see where she got to help us. You see what I'm saying? See, we don't have that demand to make them politicians do what we need them to do, like other ethnicities in this country do, because we so busy running off our mouth all around social media, talking about nothing. You see what I'm saying? So this is the that's what my concern is with that. And you know, I really think at this point in time that we're so oh yeah, I watched Farrah said that yesterday on the live video, right? And he was talking about something else, even though it wasn't something that was concerning the whole of us. But I agree with him on a couple of things, because you know that rapper 50 Cent went down to Shreveport, Louisiana, and bought some land where he trying to build a movie studio at, you know, so he could bring money there to the locals and stuff like that and help them, right? As well as along with, so he could make some money off the situation. So this local rapper that's popularly known down there went to dissing him and calling Shreveport a wretched city. And man, so Pharaoh said that, went all in on him and went to talking about how stupid he was and why he was criticizing 50 Cent when he didn't already invested millions of dollars into that situation, you know? And that's where it come down to, as when I mention this, is that how we as soul black people always want to just come out of the woodworks and tear each other down, not knowing that we cutting our own foot, you know, off by criticizing each other. You see what I'm saying? Just like with the case with Kamala Harris, you know, Kamala Harris. I mean, you know, we cutting our own foot off because she gonna remember that if she win and get in there. She gonna remember that. She might just say, well, hey, I don't want to do nothing for them niggers. You know what I'm saying? Because of all that, you know, and the ones that, and then you got these so-called black Trump supporters. That's another thing too, you know. She gonna look at that. So, I mean, even though people got a right to vote for who they want to, but I'm just saying though, she's gonna look at that. You know what I'm saying? And she gonna feel like, how much less of an obligation do she got to help us with anything, you know? And so this is why I say it's not good for us to cut our own foot, even when it comes to criticizing somebody else that look like us, you know? I mean, you know, we can have you know, disagreements, of course, and I do have disagreements to a certain point with her, you know, but I leave that to the side because I'm thinking about the betterment for the all in this case. Now that she's presumably going to possibly become the next president of the United States with the way the things are looking on the political landscape in her campaign against Donald Trump, you know. But I'm going to say this here is that we need to think about seriously, what can we do to get her to join along with us? You know, we have to take the torch away from Martin Luther King, who stood right behind Lyndon Baines Johnson when he signed that 1960-something Voter Rights Act bill. You see what I'm saying? We got to take the torch. Yes, may he rest in peace. But he would want us to take that torch and carry on. You see what I'm saying? For this present day soul generation in this country. Because ever since him in his time or era, we ain't did nothing to accomplish significantly anything for us, as we say as a people. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, and this is embarrassing. I'm embarrassed to be a part of this generation, to be honest with you. I can't do nothing about what time I was born in, but I'm embarrassed to be a part of this current black generation today in America. I really am. It's sickening. And it's more sickening than during his generation and in the generations before his time. You know what I'm saying? Because our people had the balls then, whether it was losing their life for freedom, to stand up for something that's right, which we don't have today, apparently.
Well, I say this, because I think that the ADOS FBA movement was based upon them
foundational black.
Yeah, I think that movement was based upon courting the Democratic Party. And of course, she's been the vice president for the last 4 years. And then you had somebody like Bernie Sanders or whatever. That was the strength of that movement. But then it got to the point, to my knowledge, it got to the point where somebody like Bernie Sanders told them, all right, I'm not going to support reparations. You know, I support some other little diddly-daddly stuff, whatever. Give y'all a pencil set or something, you know, whatever. But I don't support reparations. And once the Democrats made it clear to them that they wasn't interested in reparations, then basically that FBA movement they fell off, and you know, Tariq Nasheed crap start falling off, and Yvette Cornell, all that started falling off because they thought they made a threat: we're not going to vote unless you do such and such. These people don't care whether you vote or not. They don't care about that stuff.
Right.
It's a good thing that you don't vote. And on top of that, we act like we forget. Presidents aren't chosen by the popular vote. Presidents are chosen by the Electoral College. So it don't make no difference about the popular vote, because Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. Al Gore won the popular vote. That's all this hype about Kamala Harris don't mean nothing. It's about the Electoral College. You know, because a lot of people got a lot of hype. Hillary Clinton thought for sure she was going to be the first female president, and we see how that went. It didn't go nowhere. And this is another thing which Donald Trump and the people, they make a legitimate gripe. Well, first of all, Kamala Harris, she did not earn the nomination. It was just like given to her. You know, it was like an emergency situation. She didn't go from state to, she didn't battle other Democrats to get that position.
Right.
You know, she didn't go through that. She didn't really earn it like that, like Joe Biden did. She didn't earn it. She's never really been tested that way, because you know, she's never been in a debate with Donald Trump or nobody yet. We don't know how she's going to perform. They talk about Joe Biden, which he did bad performance. That was pretty bad. But you know, you can huff and puff all you, just like people here. You know, on the chat rooms, when I'm in Facebook. You know, it's a difference when you come to people's platform face to face. It's a whole different ball.
Right.
You know, like that one guy who's the son of God. His name Eric Muhammad too.
Okay.
You know, he came here.
Didn't you say he threatened you? Didn't you say somebody named? Huh?
Yeah.
You said him. He threatened you and what's that brother named? Khalil, brother Khalil.
Yeah. Technically, I only have about 4 days to live. Me and Khalil only have 4 days to live.
Right. Oh man.
He said men. Now this is the thing about it. kill me and Khalil, we only have 4 days to live, 5 days at the max to live. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do nothing with the federal government that's bothering you and harassing you every day, putting you in jail.
Right, exactly.
But you get mad and want to kill me and Khalil because we just don't, I have the right not to believe in your
Right. Because I heard him talking about the government harassing him or something like that.
Yeah. This guy going around making veiled threats to government officials and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Of course they're gonna get it. And I think he's connected to the mental health system too. That's why they haven't really came down on him. But once he crossed that line, it's gonna be over. Right now he's just running his mouth. He really ain't done nothing. But if he cross that line and do something, they see him as a mental patient.
Right.
He crossed that line. We know what the deal is.
Yeah.
About the Democratic Party too. That people need to understand.
Mm-hmm.
The Democratic Party, the one that kept slavery going for 400 years.
Yeah.
The Republican Party was created by abolitionists to end slavery. That's the reason why the Republican Party was created. Then you had another third party, which was called the Whig Party, that used to be around for a little while.
Yeah.
But it was, and then even after slavery was over, it was the Democratic Party that created Jim Crow.
Right.
These things went on. So you're looking at Democratic Party kicking you in your ass for over 400 years, at least. It was the Republican Party. The first politicians, the first black people that came to Congress was Republicans. Now look at this. So I was doing my own little. I went on and did my little Google research. Black people started going Democrat when Dwight Eisenhower, who was a Democrat, he integrated the military. That's when black people start going towards and looking toward the Democrats like some kind of savior, because he integrated the military. Then of course they fell in love with John Kennedy. But remember, the only reason why John Kennedy did what he done, because he was forced to, because the world was looking at black people getting sprayed with fire hoses and dogs. He had to do something about that because it made America.
He didn't even sign. No, he wasn't. He didn't even sign the Civil Rights Act. It was Lyndon Johnson after him who signed it.
Well, he was deceased.
Yeah. But Lyndon Johnson had to be the one to sign it. And the sad part was he was a Southerner Democrat. See, people don't talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't. Matter of fact, he even bragged. He said, "This little, what you said earlier about the biscuits and bones." He said, "I'm gonna give these Negroes these biscuits and bones, and they're gonna be Democrats for the next 200 years." They got him on tape saying that.
Oh man!
And then I keep up with Dr. King's daughter Bernice on her Instagram.
Yeah.
And she was talking about they need to stop because they have to reapply or revote on the Civil Rights Act every year or whatever.
25 years or something like that. Yeah.
And Bernice like, why are we still doing this? Why we still got to go through this? We the only ones. Our voting rights have to be re-examined every 20 years or whatever. Nobody else. The naturalized citizens that come here don't have to go through that. We have to, black folks, we have to be approved every 20 years for voting rights. And she was talking about that on her Instagram, but she's talking about, of course, she supports Kamala Harris. because
Yes.
they all in love with the Democrats. But see, it all goes back to Elijah Muhammad, because Elijah Muhammad said, and he taught, why do you love the white man? We love them because they give body. Why do you love Khan? Why you love Umar Johnson? Because he give you nothing. Why you love Palau? Because he give. Why you love Sanel? Because give you. Here I am, channel, my little itty bitty nothing channel. I go in my pocket and actually give money away. When I was driving the truck, I purposely saved $6,000 to give away to my audience. I bought people groceries that was in the streets and the store. I work for the money. I work for it. I purposely save the money to give away, and they got a problem with me. The people that take the money don't give nothing. You know, you love the hell out of them. But that's how we are. That's how we are. The people that I actually gave money to and helped them, do you think that they ever do anything for me? No. Matter of fact, most of them disappeared. They ain't do nothing for me. None of the people, and then a few years later, I got sick. I got the cancer thing. None of the people that I helped gave me not one dime and didn't give me nothing when I got my cancer diagnosis, when I was laid up with all them tubes on me. Nobody gave me, they didn't give me nothing. But that's what Elijah Muhammad said. I like, we love people that give us nothing. That's how we are. Democrats have given us nothing. And as far as Kamala Harris, what her race was, she's not a Black American still. She's from Jamaica, her Jamaica, and her mama from India, whatever. But she's not a Black American. It's like Obama. His father was a real African. His mama was Caucasian. They're not Black Americans, and they have no allegiance. Now, she did go to a Black school or whatever. That's how they do. Because the white folks reject them, so they go where they will be accepted. So, of course, but then once they think the white folks accept them, they help them folks. They don't give a damn about us like that no more. These people they use us. They use us. And just because they give us some bones and some biscuits, oh, Kamala Harris, because we got some bones and biscuits. But the Operation Mississippi campaign overrides all that, because once you come into power, they'll become you instead of you have to come to them, because the state of Mississippi, the state of Mississippi will be important in any election, and they will come into, what do you want? What can I do for you instead of you running around, sir, my sister, Mrs. Kamala Color Lady, whatever you is, can we get you? Have to do that no more. It's wonderful. It's wonderful about what 50 Cent doing or whatever, but that's an individual project. You need a project that's big, that the people themselves, just like Lauren Lake said when she was a little girl, I saw people who look like me running things. That's what the people need. The people themselves need to be able to look at something. That's me. That's us. We're running things. And see, of course, I'm not going to sit here and tell about the checks and balances, because you can find corruption in anything. But we're going to do our best and set up a system of checks and balances. We're not going to be all corrupted. There's not going to be no Kwame Kirkpatricks and these corrupt ass folks, because you got a hell of a net to go through. Not to say, because you got some smart folk. You got smart folk to do anything. But you set up a system of checks and balances, whereas you make it very difficult. They would rather say, I ain't gonna do that. And I'm not gonna even get into really the depth of it, because this ain't nothing to play with. It's not nothing to play with. But taking control of a state is really the next step, because we've already had cities, we've already had towns.
Yeah.
And I've been watching the history of the Mormon church. And of course, you know the Mormons run the state of Utah.
Yeah.
And basically, there's a similarity when you look, if you study the Mormon church and how they end up in Utah and look at our struggle, it's almost the same. You know, they killed the hell. The Mormons was not wanted in America. They was not wanted. And the thing about the Mormons, they had to end up going to a place where nobody wanted, because basically Utah was a desert, and they was forced to go to the desert. And since there was nothing out there of value, people stopped chasing and messing with them. They was able to go to Utah and set up what we know now as the state of Utah. But the Mormons run the state of Utah. And then when they became a state, now remember, they chased and harassed the Mormons for a couple of generations, I believe. But see, once they got to that territory and created the state of Utah, it became a different ball game. Then the federal government began to respect the same people that they was murdering and killing just a few decades ago. Now they got power and influence. Now the federal government, what can we do for you? What y'all want? See, that's the same thing that happened with us.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with us.
Parallelly, like you said. Yeah.
What happened with us?
Yeah, that sounds like a similar situation. Definitely.
Yeah, it's a similar
say they wasn't even wanted in America, huh?
No, they wasn't even wanted in America.
What, they must have came from Europe somewhere.
I don't know exactly how it got started. I don't remember exactly how it got started, but it was a religion that the people that was already here, they didn't want. They didn't want that. Then when they started practicing polygamy, they were like, oh no, we definitely not having that, because they felt that was of the devil. Polygamy is of the devil. The people
what is polygamy anyway? I keep forgetting what that is.
Polygamy, polygyny, that's having more than one wife.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, so they said they wasn't having that, and so they started persecuting them and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they chased them. Matter of fact, in Illinois, they had a nice settlement in Illinois. They chased them out of Illinois. And see, this is the thing. I'm gonna say this. We're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna say this. With anything that you want, it's gonna take sacrifice and struggle, and you might even have to die in the process. Because a lot of those Mormons got murdered, they got killed, and they suffered a lot moving from Illinois on, especially back in them days. Remember, they had those covered wagons, and you had to go from there and end up in a desert. Utah ain't nothing but a damn desert. Most of those states, Montana, all that stuff ain't nothing but bunch of desert rocks.
Yeah,
but that's where they end up at.
Yeah,
that's where they end up at, and they end up becoming a state. They became a power. It became a whole different ballgame once they became a state.
Right.
They wasn't treated like vagabonds no more. But that's how they was treated, and that's the when I was tripping off their story, I'm like, damn, they sound like we're black folks, except our leaders never thought that way of a state. We've always thought of ourselves as this blended family with the white folks, whatever, which there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to look out for yourself. You need to, you're not being part of them like that doesn't give you any power.
Mm-mm.
The only way
Yeah, they say they even control the they even control the I think they even control the tax situation in Utah. I heard certain things. Yeah, certain things is certain things when it comes to tax, to liquor, certain things like that. I believe they control.
I heard they even tell you how much alcohol you can have in some of those liquors if you go to Utah.
Yeah.
It can't even be like what you might find in New York or whatever. I think they say you have to dilute it to a certain point. You can't brew it the way that you do it in other states in Utah. Yeah,
they say they actually tell the government there what to do.
Yeah.
From my understanding. That's a lot of control there.
It's under their religion. It's under their religious teachings, you know.
And like you,
They run that.
And see, if they could run that state as a religion, we as a oppressed ethnic group of people should be definitely in this country be able to run a state. It shouldn't be no reason why we shouldn't be able to run a state.
But it's about,
so that is a prime example.
Yeah, but you have to also look at this. The leadership has to be competent. They had competent leadership. They had men with vision. When they decided to go to Utah like that, what's his name? Brigham Young, I believe that's what it was. They killed the first great leader they had. They outright murdered him and a friend. They outright murdered him. I forgot what the
Brigham Young.
Yeah. He had a vision. He could see what Utah could be. He could see it.
Wow, it's a university named after him. I believe it's a university named,
I believe he was the first governor. He was the first governor of Utah too, Brigham Young.
Okay. Wow. And he was a Mormon?
Yeah.
He was a part of the... Okay.
Yeah, the Mormon.
Wow.
Yeah. He was the one they followed too to establish Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had another leader, but like I told you, I forgot what his name was. They outright murdered. They murdered that man. They murdered him. But they went through a lot of crap. But you see, when it's all said and done, they formed them. Even before they went to Utah, they had a large town too, but they got ran out of the town because they couldn't handle the federal government. The federal government itself was coming down on them, but they had a military. They had a military. They built a military. They knew they were going to have a military, but they couldn't fight the United States military. They wasn't, that powerful. Right. So, because they had a strong town. I think it was Illinois. Anyway, they had to leave. They left and they ended up in Utah. But I was watching that documentary about the Mormons. I'm like, wow, that's it's a similar circumstance. Because we're not wanted like them. We're persecuted like them.
Yep.
Just like them. But there's no reason. We've already made town and they destroyed our towns like them. Why can't we haven't had competent leadership that don't have a vision. See, the Mississippi campaign, I can see where we could be. I can see that. But it takes work, takes sacrifice in order to make it real.
And like you say, we can't let them corrupt heads like Kilpatrick get in the position to do anything.
You have to have a system of checks and balances. The what they said, the watchers watching the watchers, that type of thing.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then once you do establish that, the easy part, the difficult maintaining it. See, like those brothers and sisters in Detroit, they put themselves in office, whatever. They couldn't maintain it. You had corrupt folks and whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Even in Chicago, you remember Chicago when they voted for
Harold Washington? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They couldn't.
They got rid of him fast.
Well, actually, he died.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They think that he was murdered.
Yeah.
But he was having a lot of health problems too, because we really do. We know that these people will kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Had a lot of health problems too, so it could. See, that's the thing when you're a corrupt person, and even if things is legit, we don't know because your ass is corrupt. You know, just like if a person lied to you, they a liar. They could tell the truth, but you really don't know what because you proved to me that you're a damn liar. But what you said could be true. We don't know. But we could do that. But again, it goes back to the environment. So with Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign, you are creating your own environment. How wonderful it would be, not only for the children, but for all of us. Once you cross that Mississippi border, you can tell. And everything running you. You got pretty roads. You got this. You just change things. Because the people that there are corrupt. You're going to take that money they messing up and use it for the good of the people. Jackson, Mississippi shouldn't even be going through a water crisis. That's the capital. What the hell are they going through a water crisis for?
Yeah.
But the people that's in the government don't give a damn because they want to take it over and push the black folks out and put themselves back into the capital.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give a damn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I tried to reach out to that mayor of Jackson. He don't return no replies.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, you get what you're going. And like I said earlier in our talk, we don't give an opportunity for the man on the bench to play the game. He might be the one that lets you win.
Right.
Clearly, all these other people, we're not winning with them. I mean, because that's not to put them down. They're making their points. They're shooting them, but they cannot win the game. Racism is a team sport. So you need everybody to be able to play a little bit to make to win. Michael Jordan had to learn that lesson, and once he learned that lesson, the Bulls won back-to-back championship.
Yeah.
When he learned how to play with everybody else.
Right.
So we don't know how to play with everybody else. It's all about Farrakhan. It's all about Umar Johnson. It's all but one person not gonna win this game. Not gonna win it. It's a team sport. You're not gonna win these individuals in these little individual groups. They're not going to win. We gotta let people get some people off the bench. I remember, I'm gonna say this, get out of here. I remember I was playing and this one game, and we only had 1 point left that we need to make. And of course, a lot of times you're looking for the superstar. You know, at this time, I'm the superstar on the team. Everybody wants to get put past the ball to me. But them people was covering me. I mean, I was getting triple team. I'm like, damn. They was really putting it on me. And they passed the ball to his little brother that really didn't play no ball. He can't hardly dribble. And everybody like, no! You don't give it to him. He took the ball, and I broke free. And everybody like, pass it to me. He said, I'm taking the shot. And he just, and I was like, whoa, everybody just watched the ball go up in the air. And it was all that savoo.
Hey, brother. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, I would like to say thank you for allowing me to come on your show today. But I got to really get out here and take care of a little business. But I would definitely be tuning in next time.
Yes, sir.
Whenever you come on, and I just want to send my shout outs to all the supporters of the platform. And how's brother Twin Pyramid and Soul Brother 85 doing?
I don't know.
You ain't heard from them lately? Okay.
No.
All right. Well, to those who support you, brother, shout outs to them and everything, and keep looking at the Operation Exodus Mississippi channel and support the Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign, because it's so vital, especially in this time right now that we're in. We need that so vitally to come up off the ground. And that's.
Did you see the interview we had with Pharaoh said that?
Yes, I did. Yes, recently.
Yeah.
Yes, we got to get that brother back on live too, so we can get this thing pushing further, you know, because he sounds like he's a brother. He's about serious intent. You know, I don't know the brother personally, of course, but he kind of come off as being very seriously, you know, intent on whatever he does, you know. And I think we need somebody like that on the team that's really serious, you know, and that ain't about that BS, you know. And one thing I like about his person, you know, him, is that he's not with all that YouTube or social media drama. Like I listened to him speak on about in one of his lives last night on his channel that I just subscribed to. But he's not you know, about that. And we do need that type of individual, you know, because he seems to be like-minded in that area. And I believe that we could work with something like that, you know, to get the job done. You know, it's all about getting the job done. Yes.
I'll let you go. We're out of here, and just like our ancestor Dr. Nitters used to always say as in pardon, we wish
peace and soul. So, out of here.
All right.
All right.
I'm not going to help nobody get something my Negroes don't have. If I'm going to die, I'll die now, right here fighting you. If I'm going to die, you might. My name is a white people, not Vietcong or Chinese or Japanese. You my opposer when I want freedom. You my opposer when I want justice. You my opposer when I want equality. You won't even stand up for me in America for my religious beliefs, and you want me to go somewhere and fight, but you won't even stand up for me here at home.
No, don't worry. I tell you, I'm a man who believed that I died 20 years ago. And I live like a man who is dead already. I have no fear whatsoever